Weekly summary of the Presidency of the Libyan government. Ahmed al-Murtadi, the office manager of the Ministry of Planning and Finance and responsible for managing the Ministry's affairs, inaugurates the Financial Service Monitoring Office in the municipality of Mbarzin. The event was attended by Mr. Azzuddin al-Mnafi, the Director of Monitoring at the Ministry of Planning and Finance, and Mr. Hamad al-Bandak, a member of the House of Representatives, along with the group of dignitaries, elders, and residents from the municipality. The Executive Director for the Fund for the Reconstruction of Darna and affected cities and areas in the Libyan government, Engineer Bagasem Khalifa Haftar, signed a package of major projects in the city of Darna with the Emirati company Global Contracting. These projects include infrastructure work and their renewal, the establishment of sewage treatment plants, the construction of 2 desalination plants for seawater, the construction of obstetric dams in the valley's course, and inaugurated channel from the valleys to the sea. The Ministry of Health launches the Light campaign for the ophthalmology and eye surgery, and directs it to Sabha as a part of the internal treatment localization program. Deputy Prime Minister Mr. Salim al-Zadna inspects maintenance work at the administrative building of the Cabinet Office in the southern region. Mr. Atif al-Abidi, the President for the General Authority for Endowments and Islamic Affairs in the Libyan government, participates in the Educational Guidance Seminar for Educational Institution Directors held in Benghazi. He was accompanied by Major General Osama Idrissi, the head of the Internal Security Apparatus, and Dr. Balaid Jinnah, the Education Supervisor of Benghazi, in addition to several officials from the authority, the Supreme Fatwa Committee, and a group of security and educational leaders, as well as those interested in educational and cultural affairs. The first batch of essential goods has arrived at the warehouse of the Libyan government, which announced their availability to citizens at affordable prices to address their scarcity and high prices caused by some crisis merchants and weak souls. This batch comes in implementation of the directives of the Prime Minister of the Libyan government, Dr. Osama Hamad, to assist citizens in their daily life requirements given the current circumstances. The Ministry of Health in the Libyan government has completed the delivery of the second batch of vouchers for cancer patients. The commander of the security room in Darna, Brigadier Abdulbasit Boughreis, commends the effort of the Libyan government in developing the health sector in the city following Hurricane Daniel. The Deputy Minister of the Interior in the Libyan government, Mr. Faraj Gaim, reviews the work progress of the General Administration of Coastal Security during his meeting with the Director of the Administration, Brigadier Bashir Banour, along with the directors of the Sirte and Benghazi branches. The Deputy Prime Minister of the Libyan government, Mr. Ali Gitrani, reviews the work plan of the internal security apparatus for the year 2024, its needs and the main problems and challenges it faces, during his reception at his office in the Prime Minister's office in the Eastern region by the head of the internal security apparatus, Major General Osama al-Idrissi, the head of the Reconstruction and Stability Committee, Mr. Hatem al-Aribi, and the Executive Director of the Darna Reconstruction and Affected Areas Fund, Engineer Bagasem Khalifa Haftar, accompanied by Prime Minister Dr. Osama Hamad, signed major contracts in the field of the construction and reconstruction. These contracts include the construction of 6 new bridges in Darna: the Sea Bridge, Wadi Naga Bridge, Masjid al-Sahaba Bridge, Wadi 123 bridges. The Prime Minister of the Libyan government, Dr. Osama Hamad, refers to the draft general state budget for the fiscal year 2024 with the total expenditures estimated at 90,518,1,894,377 dinars to the President of the House of Representatives, Councillor Aguila Saleh, for his review and presentation to the members of the House of Representatives. The Budget Preparation Committee holds an extensive meeting with the participation of the Prime Minister of the Libyan government, Minister of Planning and Finance, Dr. Osama Hamad, to discuss the restructuring of the General State Budget in the presence of the head and members of the Finance and General Budget Committee of the House of Representatives, the Office Manager of the Ministry of Planning and Finance, Ahmed al-Murtadi, the Director of the Monitoring Department at the Ministry of Planning and Finance, Azzuddin al-Mnafi, representative from the National Oil Corporation, the Central Bank of Libya in Benghazi and Tripoli, and the Ministries of Planning and Finance in Tripoli. The Minister of Agriculture in the Libyan government, Engineer Yunus Bouhassan, discusses the problem of supplying air fertilizer during his meeting with the Director General of the General Administration of Internal and External Disputes at the National Oil Corporation, Dr. Khalid al-Zanati, the Executive Director of the Libyan Fertilizer Company, Dr. Awad al-Mabrouk, and the Legal Advisor of the company, Mr. Mahdi al-Beira. The Ministry of Local Governors discusses the conditions of the Municipal Guard and its work during the meeting held by the Minister, Mr. Sami al-Dhawi, with the Director of the Benghazi Municipal Guard Branch, Brigadier Faraj al-Agouri, and the President of the Undersecretary of the Ministry of the Local Governors, Mr. Abu Bakr al-Zawi. The Minister of the Interior in the Libyan government, Major General Isam Bouzeriba, holds a meeting with the head of the Criminal Investigation Department, Major General Salah Hawaiti, and the Director of the General Directorate of the Desert Patrols, Major General Salah Lakhfifi, to review the efforts made to develop and improve the performance of the Desert Patrol's administration, and to enhance its capability and equip it with the latest technology and equipment. The Minister of State for Illegal Migration Affairs, Mr. Fathi Tabawi, discusses with the Chairman of the Executive Committee of the Libyan Relief and Humanitarian Aid Authority, Engineer Abdullah Al-Khfaifi, ways to coordinate and cooperate between the two sides of the issues for illegal migration. The Libyan government sends a shipment of equipment and operational supplies to Sabha International Airport. Prime Minister of the Libyan government, Dr. Osama Hamad, accompanied by the Executive Director of the Reconstruction Fund for Derna infected areas, Engineer Bilqasim Khalifa Haftar, and the Chairman of the Reconstruction and Stability Committee, Mr. Hatem Al-Aribi, conduct an inspection visit to the construction project of Fatayah University in Derna. They inspected the progress of the project, emphasizing the necessity of completing it with the scheduled timeline, while maintaining the required quality according to the latest specification. The Council of Ministers of the Libyan government, headed by Dr. Osama Hamad, approved a decision to recognize National Center for Quality Assurance and Accreditation of Educational Training Institutions to become, according to the new decision, and named the Libyan Authority for Quality Assurance in Education and Accreditation for Educational and Training Institutions. The Minister of Interior reviewed the issues related to the Msaad border crossing point and the proposed procedures to impose control over it and confront the challenges of illegal migration through it. The Chairman of the General Authority for Endowment in Islamic Affairs discussed with the Supreme Fatwa Committee the mechanism of receiving fatwas from citizens in all regions. The Minister of State for Illegal Migration Affairs discussed several files related to border security. The Minister of Investment, Mr. Ali Saadi, met with the Chinese CDG holding group to study a number of projects and discuss the agenda of the investment forum for the reconstruction of Libya. The Minister of Interior held a meeting with the Dean of the College of Higher Security and Legal Studies to discuss the establishment and development of the college. The Minister of Local Governors met with the President of the Supreme Council for Elders and Dignitaries of the Southern Region, Fazan, to discuss service files and activate the municipal guard in the region. The Minister of Water Resources, Mr. Muhammad Doma, discussed with a number of mayors of municipalities in the Western region the improvement of water services and infrastructure. The Minister of State for Legislative Affairs, Dr. Muhammad Buzgaya, conducted an extensive field visit to inspect the construction projects of several schools and maintenance of others in the Central region, and implementation of the instructions of the Prime Minister of the Libyan government, Dr. Osama Hamad, to raise the quality of education and develop its infrastructure. The Higher Fatwa Committee of the General Authority for Endowment in Islamic Affairs in the Libyan government approved the banking transaction announced by the National Commercial Bank on the January 16, 2024, related to the installment sales of cars. The Media and Communication Management of the Libyan government captured moments of welcoming and joy from the spontaneous people and children of Derna with the cleaning company's activities in the street, neighborhoods and areas of the flourishing city of Derna. The Minister of State for Illegal Migration Affairs met at the ministry's headquarters in Benghazi with the Director General for the Libyan Red Cross Society, Mr. Omar Joda, as the part of the ministry's action plan to regulate the work of local and international organizations operating in the country. The Civil Service Minister issued a letter to the Director of the Administrative and Financial Affairs and the ministries, authority, agency, institutions, and union through the Secretary General of the Council of Ministers. This came after the Minister of Civil Service in the Libyan government, Dr. Muhammad Bakr Naama, formed a specialized committee to describe the specific jobs and the aim of organizing work professionally and technology, creating cooperation between institutions and the institutional building block of state, giving each rightful person the right and working with the spirit of cooperation and teamwork. During his inspection visit to the final preparation phase of Beit Sabha Hotel, in preparation for its opening, Deputy Prime Minister Mr. Salam Al-Zatma emphasized that the Libyan government proceeding with the construction and development works in all various Libyan regions achieved stability and development in various government facilities and institutions in all fields.